Hi, I'm Ethan Green from NoSleeplessNights.com, and in this video I'm back with another review of a white noise machine. This time it's the Easysleep sound machine. I bought it for $24.99 in the UK, which I think is a reasonable price for a white noise machine, especially one that has 25 sounds to choose from, a nightlight and timers. I'll start by unboxing it and looking at the features and the design. After that I'll play through all the sounds so you can have a listen to them yourself, and then I'll show you the nightlight in action. After that I'm going to test it for a few days and get back to you with my final verdict. So let's open it up and take a closer look. As you can see, the Easysleep comes in a plain cardboard box with no plastic on the outside, which is always good. So let's open it up and have a look. Oh. Need to get a better box opening device, I think. So inside we have some instructions on the top. Looks like German on that side. Is there going to be English instructions as well? There we go. User manual. Don't really need to go through that just yet. We have some foam padding to keep it safe in transit. Some extra plastic packaging there just to keep it safe, presumably. And in the box we have a charging cable. So let's just have a look at the charging cable. We've got a USB to the pin there, and that's going to go into here. I can see immediately. It doesn't come with a power adapter. I know some people like to have a power adapter with these devices, others don't mind because they've got USB outlets in their house already. Personally I don't mind, but it's something to be aware of. So here's the device then. It's very lightweight, that's my first thoughts. I always like it when a white noise machine is lightweight, but it does sometimes mean that the speaker isn't the best, so I guess we'll find out in a bit. So here we can see on the top the buttons. This is going to be power on and off. This will be for the nightlight presumably, and we've got here a volume down and up, and then the track choice. I do like it when there's separate buttons for those, otherwise some devices have one button and then you have to press it or long hold it to change the track or the volume, and that kind of bugs me. And this button here presumably is going to be for the timers, and I believe you've got continuous 1, 2, 3 or 4 hours. Nothing longer than 4 hours I don't think though, so perhaps it could have done with being a bit longer. And we've got on the bottom some non-slip feet and the details about the device itself, and you can see here the nightlight is going to be on the bottom. So really, other than the fact that it's quite a nice design, I like the round shape, and really the proof of the pudding is in the eating, or the listening in this case, and the watching. So I'm going to plug it in now and then we'll have a listen to the sounds. Okay, so now I've got it plugged in, let's have a listen to the sounds. This will take a while, so if you're not interested, skip forward a minute or two. We'll start with the white noise and fan sounds and then go through the nature sounds. And that's the sounds. I have to say, my first impressions are that there's a great variety in there. I really like the fact that there's a nice balance of white noise and fan sounds and nature sounds, and also some music tracks, which will be good for kids and also potentially for adults. So let's have a listen to the volume range. I had it on quite a high setting at the moment, so let's go a little bit higher and then turn it down. And there you go. I have to say the loudest volume isn't particularly impressive compared to some of the more powerful white noise machines such as the Electrofans and the Dream Eggs, for example, but it's not bad for such a budget device. And I have to say that the sounds are pretty clear through the speaker. It doesn't have a huge amount of bass as you'd expect from such a small device that's not too expensive, but they're pretty good on the whole. I think there's a few tracks that I wasn't too impressed by. Some of the water tracks sounded a bit muddled and perhaps the music tracks could have been clearer, but on the whole I think it was pretty good actually. So let me turn it back on again and have a look at the LED lights for the timer indicators. You can see that the timer is set to 4 hours at the moment. If you press it though, oh, wrong one. If you press it, you can have the continuous play, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours or 4 hours. And if you hold it down, you can turn the LED off, which is a nice feature because not everyone likes to have LEDs in the bedroom. So the other button I pressed here was the night light. You can see that it's currently on the bottom. If you press it again, turn it off, press it on, and I think you can hold it down and it will scan through 4 different brightness settings. But really I think it's going to be better to show that in the dark. So now I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go through to the bedroom and show the night light in the dark. And after that I'll test the device out a bit more for a few days and see if I can tell how long the loops are for the sounds, and then I'll be back to give you my final verdict. The night light has 4 brightness settings, which is great as you can find just the right level for your room. It only has one colour option, which I'd describe as a light amber. It's still quite warm though, and bright enough to let you find your way around the bedroom at night, so I think it's a pretty good night light for a budget sound machine. I've now spent a few days using the Easysleep sound machine, and while there's a lot to like about it, I do have a couple of criticisms as you'd expect. Firstly, for me the main draw is that there's so much variety in terms of the sound choice, and the loops are pretty good too. I time the music and meditation tracks are between 1 and 4 minutes each, which is very long for a white noise machine, especially a budget one. I also like the fact that there's so much water tracks to choose from. 3 different rain tracks is really good. Now, one thing that I don't like about this device is that it doesn't have a lot of bass. So for example, when you're listening to the brown noise, it just doesn't really sound deep enough. The maximum volume is pretty good though. I measured 77.3 dBA from 1 metre away on a white noise setting, and when I tested it in the bedroom I found it was able to block out external noise like traffic or television in other rooms in the house very effectively. Another plus is the night light. I think it's a good addition to a sound machine for adults or kids. It's also very small and lightweight, so a good one to use when travelling. However, the lack of an internal battery means you need to keep it close to a USB outlet. To understand the size better, here you can see it compared to the Easysleep Dream Center, which I've also recently tested, and Electrofan Classic, which has long been one of my favourite white noise machines. My final verdict then is that this is a decent little white noise machine for a relatively low price. I think adults and kids will find music tracks that they like and enjoy listening to, and it blocks out external noise very well. One thing to be aware of though is that the speaker quality just isn't the best, which is normal for this kind of white noise machine and this price. So that's it for my review of the Easysleep sound machine. I hope you found it useful. If you did and you'd like to buy it, you can find a link in the description below to do so, and please also subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep in touch and see future videos. Thanks for watching. This is Ethan from No Sleepless Nights.